I think I lost my audio for the first part of the video, so that's nice. Sorry about that, guys. I hope it came back. I think everything's on now. I'm getting used to this audio thing. Still trying to, at least. Just trying to rough out a last few high spots on here. Overall, we're looking pretty good. Just trying to get last few things out. I'll probably just pressure flake that. I don't want to. I need to bring this edge down and pressure flake across this back some. Sorry about the audio in the first part of the video. I don't know what to do about it. I don't think there's any way I can go back and get it or like edit it. What had happened was I'm running this mic and I didn't have it. I didn't have it plugged in or on. I had it plugged in, I just didn't turn it on. So it has two separate pieces. The other one has to be on. I'll just put a little disclaimer in the video. I think most people are probably watching just to see more than to listen to what I have to say, which is cool. I don't mind. I just want to make decent content. think we can be done with the indirect. I don't think we need that anymore. I'm just trying to thin this base out just a little bit more before we start notching. I'll have to take this small horseshoe nail flaker and clean this tip up a little. Y'all have to let me know in the comments whether you like me being closer to the camera or not. I kind of really like how this is turning out. I'm just a little frustrated about not having decent audio in the first part of the video, but it happens. Not perfect. This is my first foray into making videos of any kind, so I'll figure it out with some time. If you look, the symmetry is off a touch right there, and this could use a little bit too. I spend the majority of my time on a point sitting here picking at it with a pressure flaker, trying to improve symmetry. All right. We got that little hump there. It's just a little weird. I'm just going to leave it. These little fingernail flakes, I'm just going to leave them too. So, made a punch the other night, and I'm thinking I want to do a little corner notching. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I think I'm going to get my leg over here where y'all can see it and set this up, and I'm going to try to just corner notch in something similar to this, but tighter notches. So this one, these went out further. This stuck out to the edge, but I blew it off, so I had to make it like this, which not the end of the world. It's just not what I wanted. I wanted a nice tight one, so we're going to shoot for that. It'll give me a second to get set up here. I want the camera where it's easy for me, where I don't have to think about what the camera's doing for this. And I got to find my punch. I don't know what I did with it. I'll just cut out the part where I'm looking for my punch and we'll resume. Actually, I'll just pause it. Okay. So the cool part about this punch that I have is it's 1/4 inch copper. So not only does it work as a punch, it'll also go back in the pressure flaker. So I can use it as a regular notching tool, or I can use it as a punch. I haven't done a bunch of punch work, so we'll see. I've only actually knapped one point with punch work as far as notching it. Some of y'all may, and that's funny because it's actually made out of Novoculite too. It depends on, y'all may have seen it. I don't know how many people that watch the YouTube either are on the Reddit, the flintknapping Reddit, or follow me on Instagram. But if you do, you've probably seen it over there. This needs to be a little more squared off. You need a real sharp corner. So you want to set just that edge against it. All I did to make this was take a piece of copper and take it out there and hammer it flat. That's all it is. This is probably, honestly, the wrong tool for the job. I'd probably be better off just using this as a pressure flaker for this particular point, but I wanted to play with it, and I didn't want to play with it on something big that I'm going to run the risk of breaking an hour and a half's worth of work. I can tell you these corners, they need to be They need to be really square. Like I'm not digging how this is biting. I've seen some designs online that are have like a dimple in the middle of it, and I wondered what that was for. I don't know. I still don't know. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments or something. Just not 100% sure what that's for. I'm going to use the little horseshoe nail flaker real quick to try to. This is getting a little stalled out on me here. See if I can do any better with that. I had to do a little rethinking there. You don't want to. You want to stiffen these up some, which is what I'm doing, but you don't want to braid the pee out of them. What I don't want to do is make crazy flakes here. I want to just lightly knock those off. Yeah, if y'all are trying to learn how to punch properly, probably better people to go watch. See, I just knocked the corner off of it right there. At this point, I could probably do better with something else, but we're learning. We're learning. That took a really good flake right there. Cool. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna set this up And this may be something that needs to be done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start my notch with something else. Just so I kind of have a working point there to work off of to start my punching, because it's hard to get it started. I've used the Notch-O-Matic before, but I struggled with it personally. Just did. Couldn't judge the amount of force that was going to hit it. It's a good tool, and I'm sure with a lot of practice, just like any other tool, you can get good at it. I just didn't have the inclination to practice it. I kind of liked this method more when I tried it, so I figured I would put some work into learning how to do it. And again, I'm not doing what I should be doing is getting some flakes and practice like punch notching a flake, but I'm not going to. I'm going to practice it on a finished piece, because why not? Risk to reward there is a lot higher. You know what I mean? Like, you better get it right here. There's consequences. All I'm doing is trying to prep the edge a little bit there so I can get a better bite. That was a good one. And I'm learning that you don't want to do too much of that. Kind of want to just barely abrade that edge. I figured out what the divot's for now. The divot in the punch is to set your depth. I just realized that. So you know how deep in you're punching. If you don't know, like when you set your, if you had a notch in the end of this and you set it in there, you could only set it so far up on the side of the point. Without a notch, you could be way up here. But if you had a little piece sticking out down here, you'd be able to set it in there and tell exactly where you were at. That's what that's all about. So that's an added thing that I'll have to do. This is why we're doing this. So that little point would help you gauge the depth. That makes total sense. So turned out well. I wanted both the notches to look like this one, but unfortunately this one got blown out a little bit. So I'm going to have to do something